bailar. Oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar, bailar. Oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar, bailar. Vámonos a girar, vamos a bailar. Vámonos a girar, vamos a bailar. Vámonos a girar, mi cariño, vamos a bailar. Vámonos a girar, vamos a bailar. Oh yeah. Stay standing. Let's do our first song. Spirit is in this place. Here we go. And as you are able to, please do stand at this time. You can put your hands together and help us sing the song. The lyrics are right up here behind me. We have come together as family. We have come here as we are. We have come with arms wide open. We are gathered here in love. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Sing it, here we go. And Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. We're gonna raise that roof, raise a roof with shouts of praise. Spirit is in this place. You sound amazing, yeah. We'll sing verse 2 together. And we sing in celebration. Yes, we do. We sing with words of prayer. Oh, we affirm a life as sacred. Indeed we do, yeah. We declare that peace is here. Yes, it is. Spirit, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. One more time, Spirit. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Let's raise that roof, raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit is in this place. Come as you are. Who feel that Spirit just as you are in this place, here and now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rachel. I'm your practitioner for the day. And at this time, I would like to invite Travis, who is our support practitioner, to come forward with the candle. Travis, are you there? I'm inviting you now to come down with the candle. And we know that this candle, as we light it, represents the light of this community, the light of each spirit present here and joining us elsewhere. Thank you. And please join me in saying our affirmation this morning. The circle of love is complete here. This love includes all and is bound by unity. We journey together in that love, hand in hand. We sit in the presence of that love and see the face of God in all. And I invite each of us to find that quiet place as we sit in our seats, place our feet on the floor, and feel that we are supported beautifully and completely by that presence, that power that is the creative force that has birthed each one of us into being. Remembering that power, I am knowing that it is all there is. It is the force, the creative force behind all of life, my life, and therefore I take my life from it. I know that each step I walk and each breath I breathe comes from that creative source. And as this is the truth for me, I know it must be also the truth for every single creation in life. Knowing that God is the grace through which we walk. God is the light that leads us forward into our greater yet to be. Knowing that God is the intention behind each and every act, thought, and feeling. Each one of us is anchored to that presence. How good it is to know that we walk on this earth with that intention in our hearts and our minds. Allowing this time together to unfold with grace, with ease, with lovingness and kindness, and with deep respect. I pronounce this as good and very good as I release it now into the law of divine mind and accept it with all of my being. And I ask that each one of us do that as well, so that we can be fully present and open and empty to take in what is about to unfold. It is good, it is very good, and I say, and so it is.
Good morning. Welcome. So great to see each and every one of you. And if you're new, thank you so much for being here. And welcome to all our friends in the Zoom, in the Facebook, in the YouTube world. It's just awesome that we can all be together here today. So we are a warmly welcoming, Carol Ann is doing this. Do you know what that means? Is it the sign of Zorro? No, I don't think so. Let's move this.
Or not. Break. Oh, shit.
Well, that was easy to get applause. Thank you. Thank you. You're such a friendly audience. Thank you so much. I'm Lorraine Urbina. I'm a volunteer for the welcome team and the hosting team. And I was reading in Science of Mind magazine this wonderful affirmation that I utilize, and I'd like to say it with you. We continue moving forward in freedom, love, joy, and life. Would you like to join me? We continue moving forward in freedom, love, joy, and life. And can you feel the movement in our sanctuary? Everything's moving around. Look, the tables moved around, and the bookcases move around. And we're volunteering, and we're all going forward in joy and love. And I invite you, and first of all, I want to thank everybody who has been volunteering, and anybody who would like to volunteer. Maybe you'd like to join the children's support family team. Maybe you'd like to join Welcome. Maybe you'd like to join Beautification. Maybe you'd like to join Kitchen. Maybe you'd like to join Production. There's so many wonderful places that you can volunteer. And I want to introduce to you our team today, a sacred gathering in our sacred space. Reverend Bobbi! Wenda, where are you? There you are, Wenda. The practitioner that specializes in the education of children in science of mind through play, through music, through yoga, you name it, she figures it out and keeps them happy. Welcome, Wenda. Practitioners on duty, Rachel, Travis, and Jackie. And leadership is Pam. And the AV back there, they're always working, John and Matt. Welcome team, Diane, Janine, and myself, and Eileen Davis as ASL interpreter. And now we get to do one of the best parts of today. Greet and welcome each other. They're going to play music. It's musical chairs. You greet and welcome, and when she's done playing, then you sit down. And then how could I ever not introduce this crowd here, our music? Wow. There are joy guides, our dance guides, our spiritual energetic guides. We love you.
Love you too.
Thank you. Please greet.
Okay, playtime is over. I'm going to start talking now. So I'd rather you stop.
Hi, guys, we got some stuff to do here. Better look out, Reverend Bobbi's. Janine, sit down. She told me to do it. Hi, my name is Pam Watanabe, and hi. You're right, this is a great crowd. I am one of the treasurers of the Leadership Board Council, along with Tori Sina. She's the other one. So, yeah, I know, it's awesome. We have two of us. And so I am here to tell you what's happening in October, which is hugely much so. But right now, isn't that a funny word? But right now, we are going to say together our affirmation. Through mindful and respectful exploration, we are creating a healthier foundation that supports and engages a whole beloved community equipped to launch new strategies of our thrilling spiritual center. Woohoo! Announcements. Okay. Today, we are going to be having a town hall. Over the past 6 weeks, approximately 50 community members have been participating in visioning and discussing options with the intent of choosing a new name for this beloved community. And by beloved community, I mean you. I mean you out there. I mean all the new people that are going to be coming, and all the people that left and are going to come back. We are thrilled to announce that after service today, we will be having a town hall to hear and affirm the name that was recommended by these community members and subsequently approved by the joint leadership. Hear how the name Pacific Coast Center for Spiritual Living was chosen. I know, pretty cool, huh? Okay, moving on. The end of the month, we are having pumpkin carving, and it's a fundraiser, and Janine and Valerie Day are putting it on, and there will be much more discussion about it. It will be October the 28th out in the parking lot, and we are going to be raising money to have sprinklers outside so that things don't just wither. Okay, living the 4 agreements. Join Reverend Veronica each month as we examine what it means to practice the most critical agreements. I'm so excited about that new name. I just we can make with ourselves. It is on Zoom, and you can find out more in the Waves of Joy. Oh, yes. I gotta find this one. Mindfulness. Mindfulness means paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally. I didn't make that up. John Kabat-Zinn said that, and it is said over and over and over again by the amazing Casey Howe when you take the class. I've had the pleasure of taking it, and I am actually now in the 30-day free online thing that you get after you take it. There will be 2 6-week sessions of mindfulness meditation. Monday morning sessions begin October the 9th at 10:30 here. It's 1.5 hours. The evening sessions will begin Tuesday, October 10th at 6:30 here. Each class is 1.5 hours and costs $120. More information and a link to sign up for this class and all other classes is in the Waves of Joy newsletter. It's mailed out every Wednesday, or you can sign up today back there at the activities table. Speaking of the newsletter, I am honored that I get to volunteer to do this every Wednesday. And I've been doing it for like 3 years now, and with the help of Reverend Bobbi, it's just been going smoother and smoother and smoother. And I am so excited, but I know some people have not been getting it. So if you've not been getting it, please make sure you give me your email address, and I will make sure that you do. For those of you that are used to getting it on Friday, it now comes out on Wednesday, and it's not working. It was going to go, Wednesday, but it doesn't. Anyway, it comes out on Wednesday now. Thank you. Thank you to all the volunteers, and Lorraine, you did a fantastic job, but I do want to mention that Janine has a sign-up list for those of you that want to help those in hospitality, which is a very fancy word for saying the food. And so please, we need help back there. The 3 ladies that have been doing this for so long need some help. So please, 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 see Janine, and she will be taking sign-ups for who's bringing food, who's helping clean up, who's emptying the trash after service, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I thank you very much. And did I do it on time? So close. Close, real close. Okay. Okay, that's it.
And at this time, we will have our sacred music. And we ask that you feel free to go deep into wherever place you want to, or stay light. And you can close your eyes. We have a very nice treat today. Our choir is joining us. And we ask that you just please remain silent in that space when we are done. Thank you.
Oh, goodness. That was nice. Today's talk is about finding your calling, something like that. I think of my life as the infinite unfolding of a flower, and the inherent paradox is that the less I hold on to an identity, a profession, a place in society, and so on, the more space there is for allowing a natural outflow of my essence, with its own movement, rhythm, pattern, and direction toward whatever is harmonious with my own individual expression. In this way, the outside matches the inside, and I come into alignment. It has been said that if you're drawn by the outcome, then it's likely not your dream or your calling. But if you love the process, then it's your calling. When I set out on my first career as a professional pianist, I realized that though I had always loved the process of practicing toward being an accomplished musician and getting to a level of producing something of beauty, joy, and deep feeling, I didn't really love playing for others. And I came to realize that it was only for my own benefit, my own love of beauty and sense of accomplishment, and my own healing. Even though I loved the process, it only benefited me. And though it healed and delighted me, it felt incomplete. As time went on, I became a massage therapist and had been meditating and practicing shamanic healing techniques for a while, all of which lent deeper and more effective outcomes when applied along with massage. Here was a true calling, as I not only experienced deep satisfaction in the work itself, but also the profound effects it produced in others, which connected me deeply with clients and with divine intelligence as the source of my inspiration and abilities. When I later added my practice of science of mind, it became even deeper and more satisfying. Now, as a professional practitioner, I'm moved by my own practice of the principles of science of mind and new thought. I recognize that I can be the instrument through which the divine plays beautiful, healing music. In prayer sessions with others, I get to know that through healing myself first, I'm able to heal another. When I trust life, it moves me into my right place in order to fulfill its purpose for me. Do I look for my true calling, or does it find me? Is there a solid center within me, an original energy so strong that it draws to itself whatever is its best reflection, similar to the force of a star that births many galaxies? If I begin by locating and anchoring to something of power that is real at the center of my own being, then all else unfolds gracefully in perfect alignment with that movement. In my practice of affirmative prayer, by centering myself in recognition of the absolute truth of a power that has birthed me and that guides me, and demonstrating that truth in service to others, to something greater than I am, I remain flexible, teachable, and available to a life filled with wonder and awe. In this way, it feels that I am answering 3 defining questions. Is it true? Is it kind? And is it useful? Am I being true, kind, and useful? When the outside matches the inside, as a result of practicing holding a steady gaze on what is real and true at the center of my being, then the outcome must be the most natural and powerful expression of that focus. As part of a bold experiment in community, I'm not a builder, but a brick in the building of a new expression to create harmony, strength, oneness, right unfoldment of grace and renewal. I get to speak my truth by revealing all of who I am, and the place where I can be true and authentic, that is my temple, my church. That is where I get to practice true worship. I'd like to close with this quote, and I don't know where it's from, but if someone does, please let me know. This is where we are right now. We talk of closing one door, one chapter of our book of life, and opening a new one, walking through into another challenge, another family, exploring, expanding, deepening. Each of us, all of us. The movement of our lives returns us to self. This is where we are. And so in the appearance of movement, we deepen into the reality of self. This is what you take with you and what you leave behind. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to build, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away the stones, a time to gather the stones together. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time to hate, a time of war, a time of peace, a time we may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to reign, a time to sow, a time for love, a time to hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late.
Well, for those of you that are new here today, my name is Reverend Bobbi Becker. I'm the senior minister and spiritual leader, and this is Wenda Arcala, who is our youth and family director. Super amazing person right here, right? So she agreed, really, to do this. But as we've moved through this, it's been such a pleasure to connect and to learn more about what makes someone that serves so generously to something that most often is unseen, right? It's really easy, well, no, it isn't, but it's easier to get up and do when people acknowledge, recognize, but to get and do things so behind the scenes, a lot like what our fellowship team does as well, really is a sacred call. Part of everything we do here in community, when I walked in these doors my first time, there were questions that I wanted answers to. You know, what am I here for? Life had just changed so dramatically before I walked in these doors. Is there a meaning to this life that I'm living? And then in becoming a minister and deciding to be a minister in a community, it's how to build a beloved community. That's always been something that I've really felt strongly about. And I think a lot of times when we come into a spiritual community, whether it's spiritual or religious, the biggest question I hear most often is, why do bad things happen? Right? And there's a sense of where's God in it all, you know, and then who or what is God or the divine or the universe or whatever it is that we live in. And I say this because these are the exact questions people ask in a survey done in 2023. This is why people walk indoors. Those very questions that I just spoke were the ones I asked myself, are the questions most often asked walking in a door like this. There was a study done this year by 3 Christian pastors, and one of the questions that was asked of folks is, you know, what are they looking for when they walk in the doors of a spiritual community? And most often, what's happening out there are 2 things that are happening, and I'd like to talk a little bit about what's happening in our world around religious and spiritual communities. People that leave a church leave most often because of its exclusion of either a group or ideas. And denominations out there that are shrinking, sort of as a general rule, Christianity is shrinking significantly, although there are the more fundamentalist churches that are not necessarily shrinking because the model is all around salvation. So you got to go to church to get to heaven. That's a great motivator. We get you in here and we don't even care. I got nothing to do with it. Because we believe that heaven is experienced within, which is what Jesus spoke of. Now, I want to talk a little about some stats on churches, and then we're going to talk about, well, why in the heck is Wenda up here? Right? She's like, oh, she knows. Don't let her shrug her finger. So one of the big reasons is, you know, what is our youth and family program to be? Now, the number 1 box up there is not why Wenda's up here. 7 out of 10 youth leave religious community at 18. Now, this stat is real, and the stat is real for a particular reason. We ask people to find their way. As adults, we often ask them, well, find your way on my terms, right? And the only way that young people can really find their way is if they leave home. They leave home, and home often is the spiritual community. I left. How many of you left your faith tradition that you grew up in? Show of hands. Well, okay, folks. So when you think about, well, we want more young people in here, even though we teach them in here, that is not the point. So we have to look at the trend as not a bad thing, but the trend is a natural part of adulting. The next one is the divide on social and political issues. That's why people leave communities, because there is a divide. And honestly, a lot of folks are getting tired of it. And it doesn't matter whether it's in fundamentalist communities or in progressive communities and anything in between. People are getting kind of exhausted with it all. The sexual abuse in religion has really become, I wouldn't say it has increased, it's just actually now under the spotlight. For those of you seeing, there are documentaries out there, Boy Scouts, other fundamentalists, and I say Boy Scouts not as fundamentalists, but Boy Scouts was started under the banner of religion. So it's important to be mindful of that. And then let's just say this. Right now, the median congregation out there in this country is 60. That is not the average. That is the median. So take megachurches, pull them out, and the median number in a community is 60. So that should tell you something right now, right? We're kind of in that space. And before this community came together as one, we were right below it. And then people come in because they find friendships here. They want to know that gender identity is not an issue. The world is really tired of our generation, honestly, saying what gender is. It's the truth. It's the big divide. And we're creating problems and issues and demonizing folks that don't deserve it, nor should it happen. As well as adverse policies on women and church scandals are just happening everywhere, aren't they? Now, that's a data point that you go, that you can kind of look like that, but the point about it, there are opportunities in this for us to learn and grow. I'm just going to say with the last, just one more, is people don't feel much love in churches. What they feel is we want them to come in and stay. What they want is to feel loved. Okay? So with respect to that, the opportunities exist where we can provide and be friends to one another. Not friends to people, we can grow in friendship. Spiritual practice is what they're looking for, whether it's in a space or it's in nature, outreach. People want to see that churches are doing good in the world. So you can kind of see what we've been talking about as a community, stability and healthy congregations. People are rejecting the traditional path of success, the car, the house. This isn't making me happy. I want to be happy. And then spiritual communities that are adaptable and flexible. People are looking for that. So with that, we talked about hospitality 2 weeks ago. Today we're going to talk about youth and family, and I asked Wenda if she would talk about her call. Because for those of you in the room going, yeah, I don't want to do youth and family. But you want youth and family. Do you see the paradox in that? Can't have it all, folks, unless we want to be part of it. So I asked if she would talk about her call.
Thank you, Reverend Bobbi. So first, I just want to say that I'm really, I'm grateful to be here today and to have this opportunity in here with all of you. It's a special honor when I get to connect with you guys in the big church, we call it. So it's really, it warms my heart, and I'm just grateful to be here spending time with you right now. So I want to start with a quote that's already up. So this is by Ernest Holmes. To refuse to give is to refuse to receive, for everything moves in circles. And this has been really true in my life. And so I just want to talk a little bit about that. So 30 years ago, I walked into my first Science of Mind center in Huntington Beach. And the only reason I can remember how long ago it was is because shortly after I started attending, I started taking a Science of Mind 1 class. And my final project in that class ended up being the birth of my son, who is now 29 years old. So that's how I know it was 30 years ago. But then I became one of the statistics that Reverend Bobbi was referring to, and I got busy working full-time and raising my family, and just kind of stepped away from the church, even though I really enjoyed going. I stepped away. But luckily, everything moves in full circles. And so 9 years ago, with my son in college and my other kids being teenagers, I started coming to this center because my mom came here, and it was an opportunity for us to spend time together on a Sunday morning. And so I would come here, and I felt welcome here because of people like Pam, wherever she is. I see you, Pam, greeting us at the door. But I didn't feel like I was really part of the community because I just came in here and got a quick spiritual fix and some wisdom, and then out the door, my mom and I would go to, spend our Sunday afternoon together. And so it was just an example to me that, back to the quote that, when you refuse to give, you refuse to receive. And I wasn't giving of myself here yet. And so I wasn't fully receiving the full gifts of what's offered in this community. And so then my first sacred call, I'll call it, came shortly thereafter when my mom made her sudden transition 8 years ago. And I didn't want to come back here because it was our place and something we did together. But there was something that just kept nudging me, calling me, that just wouldn't leave me alone, that I needed to come back. And so I did. And it was, I had to work through the pit in my stomach and the pain in my heart, knowing that I was going to walk in here and not see her sitting right over there where she was always sitting when I came in. But I did it, and I came in, and I'm not trying to make this all about Pam, but Pam grabbed my hand, and she walked me right over there and sat me down in between Keith and her daughter, and I made it through my first service back, and I just continued to come. I just kept coming back. And then it was shortly thereafter that I received my second call. And I was listening to a service, and then Miss April, I'm sure a lot of you remember Miss April, she started the youth program here, and she was up here with all the kids, and she said, we need help in the youth program. And I just remember thinking, I have a lot of kids. I probably can do this. And next thing I knew, I don't even remember signing up. I just know that the next thing I knew, I was over there. And I was over there a couple times a month, and then I was there every single week, and I never left. And it was then that I started to really, really feel like I was part of this community, and I started to receive the true gifts of this community when I was fully engaged in working with the children, and I started attending classes and all the activities and doing everything here. And then I went to camp with the teens. I got very involved with the teens, loved working with the teens. I was initially terrified of the teens, even though, or maybe because I had a bunch of them. But I started with them, and I realized they weren't that scary after all. And we went up to the local mountains, and it was on my 4th trip to camp that I got the honor to participate in a workshop. And during that workshop, we were invited to awaken to our intuition. And in a spiritually enlightening moment, I just had this instant, surprising knowing that I needed to become, or I was meant to become, a practitioner. Something I had never actually consciously considered previously. And so down the mountain we went, and a month later, I was taking classes, and a couple years later, with a lot of work, I emerged with my license and feeling quite transformed.
How's that for a story? You know, the process we're going through as two communities have come together. Today's a big day, right? We're talking about youth and family and what that really means, and later on we're going to talk about a new name, right? The thing is, every program here is in review because the world is different. And we're looking at sort of these data points, these statistics, and hearing the journey of someone called. We're also recognizing that most of us called have almost burnt out. Very close. So we need to look at it. Everyone should be and have a healthy, holistic experience here. And again, I come back to, we'd love a youth and family program, right? Do we love the idea of youth and family? Hold on. You have to ask yourselves why. Because you like seeing the kids come in here? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that. There's so much to that, right? Because it feels good. But we have to think about, is it really sustainable and serving itself? And if it isn't, we have to look at it. And that's why we're talking today, because let's talk about what's really going on for youth and family, because the point of youth and family is that children, let me ask you this, do children come off the street and come to our youth and family program? No, I don't see 3- and 4-year-olds walking up going, hey, I want to go there, right? Even 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, they're not coming off the street and saying, oh, I heard about Wenda, I'm going to go there. As fabulous as she is, right? These children come in because there are families that need our support. We're not here just because it looks good. We're here because there's a deep need. And that need is that we provide a safe and loving space. And by the way, kids already know Science of Mind. We've just forgotten it. Right? We're just affirming. Wenda's just loving the heck out of them and affirming what they already know inside them that we have forgotten. So while it really sounds good that we might be teaching this, we're just remembering. Remember, I am remembering who I am. Yeah, they don't have to do that. But some kids do, because some kids come in here and they may be traumatized, just like all of us were, right? So the point is, for adults, families need a space to grow in here so they can be the best parents they can when they leave. Right? And our children get this extraordinary leader here with some folks like Ian and other folks that are doing this work, so that parents can be in here and know that their kids are safe and loved. That's what the program is. So the nice idea doesn't help Wenda. What can we do to support this program so families can be in here? Parents. Because that's what parents are looking out there for, is something that supports them in the highest and best of who they are individually and as a parent. So Wenda is going to talk about the program, who it serves, and what this phase 1's going to be. Because we've been talking about a new phase 1 of this program. Okay?
I'm so glad to know that Ian's out there, because he has been just absolutely, yes. Stand up, Ian. Stand up.
I'm also looking at time really quick, so will you give us a couple extra minutes today to talk to this? Are you willing? Does anybody need to be anywhere? Raise your hand. Okay, go ahead if you need to go somewhere. That's it. So.
Yes, he's just.
I was kind of kidding, but that's okay.
I'll hurry. I just had to do a shout out to Ian, because he's just been the cornerstone of the program since long before I was here. So, okay. So the children, yes, there's a lot of extra challenges facing kids today, and it's important that we create a safe and loving environment. And it does take an entire spiritual community, and it takes a village. And so what we're going to start with is the need that we have currently in our congregation, and that is for the little ones. And so that's phase 1, creating a sustainable program that's implementing our core values of safety, compassion, accountability, and extraordinary respect. And that's going to involve some paid professional daycare providers, and actually quite a few volunteers, because we now have a lot more that we have on our plates to keep the children safe. Safety's always been important, and now there are laws that are being passed. There's California Assembly Bill 506 that makes everybody that's with the children a mandated reporter. They need special education. They need to be live scanned and screened. And we've done an audit, and we're at this moment not fully compliant, in that we absolutely must be fully compliant by the beginning of next year, or our youth program cannot continue. So
Let's just pause there for
Yes.
a second, right? Jesse Keeler, who's a ministerial student, did the audit of our program. Thank you for doing that, Jesse. So this audit was done so that we know what we need to be compliant, so that if something happens, the minister and the youth and family director aren't handcuffed and, taken to the, what do they call that? The pokey? We don't want to go to the pokey.
way too claustrophobic to get handcuffed. That cannot ever happen.
And that's the least of it, because our children need to be safe, and religion hasn't been a safe place for kids.
Right. Yes. So it's super important. But what I want, and not what I want, what's needed is to have enough volunteers that we can give them the extraordinary respect that they deserve, to only be serving once or twice a month. So we need a whole host of volunteers, because so part of the AB 506 is the 2-person rule. There must be 2 people at all times with every age group. So that means there needs to be a lot of folks over there, a lot of folks. So
Not 100,
not
20,
100, just a lot.
a few every Sunday.
So this is where we're starting, phase 1. And as we grow, we will grow the program.
So part of it is, what can we do now? First of all, there's no quick fix to anything. We're not fixing something. By the way, if you try to fix something, at least when I try to fix something, if I'm trying to fix something that I think is the issue, I'm usually not really in the issue. I'm sitting in the problem, and I just keep adding tape to fix it. What we're doing is looking at the purpose, need. Let's start again with this world that we're in. The second part is, what we're looking at is going forward is for the youth and family program. There's a few programs as we've come together, we're going to need to look at our giving to see if it is sustainable, because it has to support youth and family. We love it, but there has to be some financial support there, both in giving. And secondly, I was approached by the Hefferland Foundation, which is a foundation for science of mind specifically, and they've asked, we would be thrilled if you submit a grant so that we can support this program and get it up and running, right? Exactly. And the need is, if there's someone in the room that says, I could help out with the kids once a month, don't reject that. It's not going to take anybody every week. We will train, we will support, but we get to support the families that walk in these doors because they're that important. Now we're going to close this now because it's time to begin again. So take a deep breath. For those of you who are panicking, take another breath. There's no reason to panic. We've got time. We want Wenda and Ian to be supported in the purpose of this program. And let me restate that. It's to support these families so they can be in here and their children can be safely loved, cared for, comforted, whatever is necessary over there, right? And we want to do that. Do you want to do that? Yes. So that's where we get to grow from.
I appreciate so much how this community has come together. People have been stepping up and serving all over the place, and we just keep asking you to serve more and more. But let's just go back to our quote one more time, and it is in the giving. It is in the giving and the showing up that you will truly, truly receive. I mean, this has just been an incredible blessing for me. And I am so grateful for all of the callings that I have had to continue on this journey here.
So we're going to close with prayer, because that's what we do, this talk, and we're going to bless this program. So I'm going to start, and Wenda's going to take it over as I hand it off to her. And before I do that, can we just say thank you to Wenda and Ian. So if I could just have everyone just relax, put your hands up as if the very energy coming from your hands is the energy that blesses and grows and expands and invites us all in this moment to recognize that there is only one power and presence. It's called by many names, and it is even not called because it is so vast and so expansive there is no way to label or call it anything. I know that that expansive presence that is God, that is in everything, is the love and the joy and the grace and the urge, that creative urge that manifests as we all come together with that divine idea, the belief in that idea. And that very idea is each one of us. We are divine ideas. I know I'm one with it, and everyone here is one with it. And knowing that this program that we call Youth and Family to support our families that walk in these doors. So I just bless this program knowing its next iteration, the next that is so critical for us as a community. Let us just bless it with our love, our hearts, and the presence of being so intentional with it. We bless Wenda, we bless Ian, and everyone and every child that steps in that door, and every family that walks in and says, I need support. We say yes, we're here. And I just pass this to Wenda.
Yes, yes, we say yes to the love of our children, to our youth, to our teens. We say yes to the love for our families. If I could do one thing, I would have stayed here. I would have stayed and been in this faith. Life could have been so much easier. And I want that for the families. I want that for the parents now. And I know that we are creating a sustainable, extraordinarily respectful, loving, safe, very safe environment for our children. And I am grateful for all those who may feel that calling. It may not actually be a calling, but there might just be something that's just nudging at you, saying maybe there's something that I have to give, because I promise you that you will receive so much joy in return, so much love. So I'm just knowing the greatness of the unfolding of this program going forward, the sustainability of it for all. And it is with great gratitude for this opportunity, gratitude for each and every one of you, gratitude for Reverend Bobbi, that I just release this prayer, I release this all into the law, knowing it is all done. And I say, and so it is.
Thank you.
Whew. Nice. What would you do if I said out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song. I will try not to sing out of key. Sing with me now, don't you? Get by a little help from my friends. That's right, sing it again. I get out. Oh yeah, I do. Try a little help from my friend. Sing it, Melissa. And what do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel by the end of the day? Are you sad because you're on your own? I tell you, I don't get sad no more. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Sing it with us now. I get high, a little help from my friends. Keep singing with us. Yeah, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. Do you need anybody? Oh, I need somebody to love. That was nice.
voice with the ooze. Yeah. Could it be anybody? Anybody? Yeah. Oh, I need someone to love. Oh, I get by little help from my friends. Yes, I do, yeah. I get high, little help from my friends. Ooh, yeah. Try little help from my friends. And would you believe in love at first sight? I'm certain it happens all the time. And what do you see when you turn out the light? Who I can tell you, but I know that I'm feeling fine, yeah. Oh, I get by, little help from my friend. Oh, yeah. Hi, little help from my friends. Oh, yeah. Try little help from my friends. Let's sing that again. Oh, I get by, little help from my friends. I get by, Hi, little help from my friends. Ooh, get by. Try little help from my friends.
Thank you so much. Do you feel it? Do you feel like you're richly receiving this beautiful music? Thank you so much. Receiving from Reverend Bobbi, who goes to the heart of the matter and helps us to understand truly what's really going on. And thank you for receiving the support from Wenda to help these families feel so safe and loved for so many years. And so receiving on one hand and giving on the other, it's that cycle. We're receiving so much and we can so richly give so much. Ushers, please come forward. Ushers, Cheryl, Janine, Karen, and Nikki, and they're volunteering. They're on the welcome team. And ladies, you may begin right now. And let's see this way here. I don't know, some people get it really quick and some people never get it. Is it even moving? That's it. It's a tap. Okay. And if you'd like to say with me the affirmation, I freely and gratefully give from the abundance that is me. We have great capacity for living, loving, giving. I give today with joy and gratitude. And so it is. And while they're passing the basket, we have practitioners available on the side. And now, Reverend Bobbi, come on up for the benediction.
Can you do me a quick favor? Somebody had a birthday this week that we, just want to honor. Not that, she doesn't like it.
Is it me?
It isn't you, and it's not me either. I'm coming, but not yet. But, by the way, someone who serves this community so much, Carol Ann Perini's birthday.
We're going to repeat after Melissa. Here we go. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you. Yeah, happy, happy, happy birthday to you. You look good, you look good, you look fine, you look fine, you look good, you look fine. I can't believe you're 29. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you. Happy, happy, happy birthday. One more time. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you.
Even better than I imagined. Just love that. Let's close this amazing service up today, shall we? So just stand in gratitude for all that you've experienced today. And I say that, I'm just saying whether you liked it or not. Just feeling the love in this room, in this space. I feel it throughout my body. So I know that something's happened. And in gratitude for what Wenda has shared today, and which is her. So we get to honor her today for all that she's done. So I know that something wonderful happened today. I know it was Wenda. But I know that in the realm of all that is, something amazing's happening. But I'm going to ask you that because I know something's happening. Is there something happening?
Oh, yes.
What is it?
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
So just for fun today, see this right here? Just this one, not the next line. I want you to replace this with, it is this thing called Wenda. Are you ready? It is this thing called Wenda. Back to life. Where is this life?
Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is all that I am. Life is all that we are.
What do I do with it?
I accept it. I am it. I share it with all.
Any old way, right? No. How do I do that?
Just the way it appears.
And
Just the way it appears not.
in gratitude for all the gifts that are happening in this community that we give here today to those we know, to those that are new, to those that will come in, and to all those that have been here before. In that gratitude, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right, and this is our closing song. We are one big family. Here we go. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah. From the top, here we go. And everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Yeah. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Let us be reminded. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. Have an awesome week. We'll see you next week.